Hi everybody, welcome to Sandy Treasures. Today I'm not painting another picture. What I'm doing is I'm showing you the end result because I actually made the frame in between me and my husband. My husband helped me out. So this is wood that I actually found at the repurpose store, Restore, it's called Restore. And I guess it was leftover from some kind of construction or something. And I just picked up a bunch of them. I could have picked up more because at the moment I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and now I know that it makes a good frame. So I had my husband sand it lightly, and then I went ahead and painted it with white. I gave that shabby chic look to it, as you can see, and then I went ahead and did like a I took some teal and mixed it with a little bit of water, and I wanted to give it kind of like a glaze, or what do you call that, like a very light coat, a very translucent coat of this teal color. And I think it looks really good. I like it a lot, and people have been giving me good compliments about it. And one of the things that have come out from all the compliments, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to pursue this, is I have to write a children's book. That's what people have been saying to me. You know, you should write a children's book, because what better than to start them at the young age with this kind of mentality that we have to care for our oceans, our earth, you know, and that always has extensions and ramifications into our food, of course, the quality of our air, you know, everything. I also have to remember that, you know, this journey for me as far as like an environmental awareness artist has started in 2025. It dawned on me like at the end of last year, 2024, that I've been doing a lot of environmental awareness art, and I might as well take the title and run with it, because the subject has grabbed me from the heart and it's just not letting me go. And I've gone to a lot of shows, and usually, like, you know, if somebody was going to come over and, you know, ask me what this is all about, I would tell them basically it's the last living mermaid in the Dead Sea, and she is, I call her DASY TRASHY MERMAID, because she's wearing this wonderful, actually I don't know if she's wearing it or she just got like invaded with anemones, which are closely related to jellyfish, and they have a symbiotic relationship with clownfish, but the clownfish are dead because basically there's no more life in the ocean. She took the clownfish skeleton and she made earrings with it, and she also took straws that were floating in the ocean and she made her lovely necklace, and she embellished it with a pendant that is actually a bottle cap. And let's not forget her beautiful bracelet, which is a 6-pack holder. So a lot of people, they've been dazzled with that story, and they've been saying, you know, you should really write children's books. And I'm taking that journey on because I have enough of my trashy, dashy mermaids, and I have enough paintings where I can actually do this children's books. And I'm very excited about this new journey. I actually already have written like half of the story. So I'll just continue with that. I don't think it's going to take me forever to get this done. I think in the next couple of weeks I should be able to publish my books. And by the way, I'm doing a self-publishing gig because I hear that if you publish through a publishing house, they actually take like half of everything, you know, half of your life and the rights to everything. And I don't think the rights are right, because I work very hard on producing and coming up with this. So anyway, what else I want to tell you is that as an environmental awareness artist, I've been a lot more aware, of course. I already had been very in tune with, you know, doing the right thing. Like, just to give you an example, okay, like 6.5 years ago, I think it was, when I found out that a lot of our clothes was made out of synthetic fibers, and the synthetic fibers were actually plastics, and that slowly they were contributing to the body's toxicity. So what I did is I went in my closet and I filled up 6.5 bags, I think it was. I even sent pictures to my friend, and I wanted to remember, you know, this whole thing, because it's a big deal to get rid of thousands of dollars in your closet. Not that I was like a very stylish person anyway. I think I gave it to the Hibiscus Center. I have very few things that are made out of rayon or polyester, and if I have it, I don't wear it too often. I may wear it, like, you know, just to like a 2-hour event or something like that, you know. because they don't make very nice dresses to go to ballrooms out of cotton, I found out. And I do like to ballroom dance. So just to let you know, I like doing the swing, and I like doing the cha-cha and the waltz and the foxtrot. Cotton clothes usually is kind of like very dressed down. So I do have a couple of dresses that are made out of synthetic fibers. Another thing I want to talk about a little bit is about plastic bottles. Plastic bottles are such a bad contributor, and they're found in abundance when it comes to cleaning up the ocean. It seems to be like one of the main polluters out there. And also single-use utensils, kind of like when you go to a restaurant and they have like the styrofoam containers and the plastic silverware, we call it silverware, but the plastic forks and knives and spoons. Those are big contributors when it comes to our pollution in the ocean. And a lot of people like to go to the beach, you know, with their plastic wrap sandwich, and there's usually like the little sachets with condiments in there, and you gotta like tear it apart. And so some of those things end up in the ocean. And I just want to like put the word out there, like think about that and don't lose those little pieces, because actually turtles do like to eat anything that looks like a jellyfish, and they don't distinguish very well in between a jellyfish and a little plastic bag. So those are things that we can keep in mind when we take food to the ocean, to the beach basically. But no, the biggest contributor hands down are countries that use rivers that actually go to the ocean. And usually when there's like a good downpour, all of this gets carried right into the ocean. And these are countries that don't have a good infrastructure when it comes to waste management. And I know that there's two companies out there that I'm really proud of, and I give them a shout out every time I can. And it's Fort Ocean and The Ocean Cleanup. Those are two companies that, in my opinion, they're doing an amazing job at cleaning our oceans, cleaning our mess, cleaning this legacy of plastic that we have in the oceans. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, since we're talking about plastic in the ocean, is the bottles that I was amazed how long they last. Okay, these bottles from soft drinks like Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, and the water bottle that we get, usually they last, or the estimate is that they last in between 450 years to 1,000 years. That's a lot. That's a lot of time. So things that we can do, okay, let's say if you have a filter at home, all right? I do. I have a whole water purification system at the house and one at the sink. Actually, it's more like a Kangen water, not a purification system, but it's one that changes the pH of my water. Yeah, I'm like that. I'm a little crazy when it comes to my water and, you know, the material that I wear and stuff like that. So I don't throw away pretty bottles like this. You know, I got this like maybe 5 years ago. I tried this product, and sometimes I'll take my drinking water in this container, you know, and it's perfect because it's dark glass. And sometimes people think I'm drinking some kind of beverage, some kind of liquor, some kind of like alcohol, but I don't go with this to places that I know that they're going to give me a hard time. I'm saying, like, you know, in my car, to my studio or whatever, you know, I will use a container like this as long as it has a cap. So that's one of my things, because I don't throw away everything. I try to repurpose things, you know. I'm always after my husband with, like, you know, don't throw away that bottle, don't throw away that container. We can use it a couple more times before we throw it away, right? Because when you recycle something, does it get recycled really? I mean, from what I hear, it's very disheartening, but what I hear is like 9% of the stuff that we throw away gets recycled. So recycling doesn't really mean anything, you know, knowing that. So try to reuse your containers. Another thing is that I have on my description some water that I found on Amazon, and I'm not saying order this because I do have an affiliate link with this water from Amazon, because it's in a carton kind of like this. Okay, now this, I know it's coconut water, and by the way, when I get something like coconut water, because I used to get it from Publix, and it has about 10 ingredients, you know, like that should not be. Coconut water should have only one ingredient, which is coconut water, okay? If it goes bad a little bit too soon, you know, then that's a good thing. It's coconut water, it's natural, so I stick it in the refrigerator. All right, so talking about the water that I have on the affiliate link on the description from Amazon, it's a carton water, and I'm saying, you know, kind of like see if on an individual basis, if we all can get out of this buying any kind of product that comes in a plastic bottle. It's better to buy it off of a can, you know, like water in a can, aluminum can, because people will go ahead and take this aluminum can and they will recycle it, right? So just being a little bit more aware of that. And did I show you my latest buy are these shoes? I got these shoes. These are biodegradable shoes, and I do put the link on the description, and it is to Amazon, and I am an affiliate, so I will make a little bit of money if you guys do order this. And they're comfortable shoes, and they're biodegradable. So that's what matters to me. So the oils that they have used to make the polymer for this is all plant, not petro. So that makes a big difference. Oh, and by the way, I want to show you this. My socks, okay, because my socks are usually toe socks, okay, and I also look for socks that are all 100% cotton. The same thing I do with my clothes. You know, I got rid of 6.5 bags of clothes so many years ago when I found out that these clothes that are made out of polyester and, you know, all these synthetic fibers like lycra, and spandex is like a real bad one. All of that is really, really plastic, okay? So you know, you wear this, not only it doesn't let you breathe, but it's also toxic to you over a long period of time. And you can look that up and do your own research. But that is what moved me to get rid of 6.5 bags of clothes. So I took a picture, I sent it to my friend, I was very happy. And now I only get stuff, even if it's simple, but I only get things that are made out of cotton. Sometimes, like these things, you know, this is probably some kind of spandex, and I can't, you know, like I can't find sometimes, you know, like let's say a bra. I can't find bras that have these made out of cotton. And after a while, they get very, very uncomfortable, you know, especially like right under on the rib cage, you know, they get very uncomfortable. So I'm thinking that I become a little bit more sensitive to the materials that I'm wearing. You know, when I wear something that is made out of synthetic material, I actually do feel the difference. And I guess it's because I've been wearing more of like the natural materials for such a long time now. It's like 6 years or something like that. So it's cottons or linens that I go with. So on the individual basis, you know, because the problem is so overwhelming, when you talk about the problem, sometimes people say, well, there's no fix. It's just the way it is. I can't do anything about it. But if we all switch the way we're seeing that, and we say on the individual basis, can I make a contribution? Can I make a change? Can I choose not to buy products that are toxic to my body, or products that I'm only going to use for just a few, like 1 hour or something like that, or products that are disposable, you know, like instead of buying the plastic disposable forks, knives, and spoons, can we buy some that are made out of bamboo? They have them out there. Also, maybe look for biodegradable plastic utensils. You know, look for biodegradable, not styrofoam that is made out of petro, but it's already out there where companies are making biodegradable styrofoam products. So I put some stuff on the description because, you know, I just want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. And yes, I will get a commission off of doing that, which I'm okay with it. I mean, when I like other people's stuff and other people's recommendation, I definitely go for, you know, I'm totally okay with giving them that commission from Amazon. In other words, you choose from the link and you know that the person that recommended you that, if they have a link from Amazon, they will get a commission. Okay, enough of that. So another thing is that a lot of people have recommended that I write a children's story, and I think I'm going to go for it. Well, actually, I know I'm going to go for it. I already have like half a story written, and I'm using all of the paintings that I've created over time. I have enough trashy mermaids that I can put a good story together, and I think that this is a wonderful way of putting the information out there for kids, since we left such a legacy of plastics for them to clean up. You know, at least be aware of how we can slow it down, how we can make different choices in our lives, in our everyday lives. And hopefully that little bit of a contribution from this person spreads like a snowball. You know, hopefully this will get to where everybody starts doing this on the individual basis, and hopefully we can make a bigger difference after everything is said and done, because the problem is huge. It really is huge. So enough of that said, I do have another project coming up, and I will be showing it to you guys next week. And I don't think writing the story for the children's book is going to take me too long. I think you're going to see that in the next couple weeks or so. And what else I have to tell you? I think that's about it for now. But I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for participating and watching my channel. Alrighty, I'll see you next time. Bye.